Okay, good afternoon, all. I welcome you all for today's session. In today's session, we are going to discuss transfer molding process, and in this, we are going to already we have discussed the basic working principle of the transfer molding process. But in this chapter, we are going to discuss some details related to the design of the the mold. Okay, which mold we are going to use in this transfer molding process, design of that mold, and along with that we are going to discuss some brief classification of transfer molding processes. Okay, brief classification, then main parts of the transfer mold, then classification of the molding process, transfer molding process, and after that classification we will discuss how the automations can be employed in this transfer molding process. And along with the automation part, uh, this part already I have discussed, but just I will take a review, and I will take the brief discussion. We will conduct a brief discussion related to the pot transfer molding and plunger transfer molding. Okay, and automation. Okay, now I will start this session. We will start it with the basic concept of the transfer molding process. Okay. Now this is the transfer molding process. This will go through the points which I mentioned in the slide. Okay. Now, this transfer molding process. This is basically used for thermosetting material. Now, in a previous lecture, we have studied the compression molding process. Then we have discussed the mold design used in the compression molding. But that compression molding process has certain disadvantages, like we cannot manufacture the complicated shapes or intricate designs, and we cannot able to manufacture the uh, thick components in the compression molding process, and wastage of the material is more, or whichever scrap is produced you cannot recycle it. To overcome these disadvantages, some changes are done in the compression molding process, and this transfer molding process is invented, okay, or discovered, you can say that. And then in this transfer molding process, now here I will explain it with the help of this basic working principle diagram. Now here you can see that, or before explaining, okay, first I will explain it, and after this we will go to the mold design. First I will explain the process. Now here, this diagram basically consists of, I will first explain the constructional detail. This is the plunger. Okay, here you can see that this is the plunger, and this is the transfer pot. Okay, this one is the transfer pot, or it is also known as the shooting cylinder. Then this is the charge, or you can say that preheated raw material. Then this is the gating system. Here sprue arrangement is shown, and this is the mold cavity, or our actual part, and these are the ejector pins. Then this, you can see that here circular holes are present. Yeah, through this circular holes, these we are going to provide the our heating source. Okay, this will act as our heating source. Now, how this process is conducted in the initial stage, the preheated charge is taken, or it is also known as the preform. That preform is placed in this transfer pot or shooting cylinder. Okay, whichever raw material is there, it is preheated in the temperature range. That temperature range is 150 to 175 degrees Celsius. Here it is mentioned, and it is taken that preheated raw material is taken in this transfer pot or shooting cylinder. It is termed as the charge, or it is also known as the preform. Then after that, the pressure is applied with the help of this plunger. Okay, plunger, or you can say that this press, with the help of that we are applying the pressure. Then what will happen after, when we are applying this pressure, this mold is in closed condition, and due to this temperature, okay, and this mold is also heated. Due to the temperature and due to this pressure, what will happen? This charge will get transformed from solid phase to the liquid phase or semi-solid phase, and due to this press it will get transferred to this gating system. This gating system, it may consist of sprue, or you can use the sprue gate and runner combination, or you can only use sprue, or sometimes you can go for gate and runner arrangement also. So through that gating system it is transferred into the mold cavity. Okay, it is transferred to the into the mold cavity. This is our diagram in the next stage, and we are holding here. Okay, that mold will remain in the closed position only. Okay, and some time is provided, and that you can say that this is termed as the curing time. During this curing time, the thermosetting plastic material, it will get solidified. Okay, it will get solidified, or it will acquire the required shape and size as provided in the mold cavity. And after providing the sufficient curing time, now the mold is open in the next stage, and that manufactured or molded part, this is the molded part, and it is ejected with the help of this ejector pins. Okay, and in the end we will get our molded part or final finished product. Okay, so in this way, this transfer molding process is conducted. Okay, I will explain the stages. In the first stage, preheated charge, or you can say that preheated raw material, preheating temperature will be in the range 150 to 175 degrees Celsius. And that charge is taken in this transfer pot or shooting cylinder. This is our first stage. In the second stage, we are applying the pressure with the help of this press or plunger. And this mold is closed, and simultaneously, due to the heating is provided. Now, this heating you can go with the help of electric cartridge, or you can go for you can use oil or steam also. With help of that, the mold is heated, and due to that heat, as well as the pressure due to this plunger, that material will get transformed from solid to the liquid or semi-solid phase, and it will get transferred through this gating system, which may consist of screw, or it may consist of a gate and runner arrangement. And the next stage, it will get transferred in this mold cavity. Then after sufficient curing time, now in the next stage, this mold is open, and the molded part is ejected from this mold cavity with the help of this ejector pins. Okay, this is the transfer molding process. This transfer molding process, you can use number of cavities, means multi-cavity transfer molding can also be performed. Okay, here in this diagram, single cavity, this is single cavity transfer molding. In this diagram you can clearly see here, here this is two cavity, or you can say that this is multi-cavity. Okay, this is the sprue. Same concept will be followed, and generally this transfer molding process is used for thermosetting materials. Okay, you can either go for single cavity transfer molding process, or you can choose multi cavity transfer molding process. According to the need of the production rate, you can go for a the suitable process. Okay, then this process has certain advantages. Okay, that advantages will be like this. This is very fast process, and its cost is very less. And then complicated shapes can be easily manufactured. Multiple cavities can be used, hence it will increase the rate of production. Then you can say that the no flash will be there, means attachment of extra material on the final product or molded part. Then lower cost, and due to the simpler pot design. Pot design is simple. Then production cycle is a very, it will take very less time. Then uniform thickness will be obtained. Dimensional accuracy is very high. Then the production rate is also very high. Then maintenance cost is very low. What is the disadvantage? Okay, here we can manufacture the complex shaped or intricate shaped components, but it will result in the increase of the mold cost and its maintenance cost. Okay, now this sprue we are using here, sometimes you can use this sprue, or you can use the gate runner arrangement. Okay, now due to this sprue, I will explain it in the next slide. Due to this sprue, some extra material gets attached after the final stage is finished. Some extra material will remains with this sprue. Okay, I will explain it now only. Yes, after, just try to concentrate here. This is your plunger. Uh, After the curing time is finished, when you remove this press or plunger here, on this plunger, due to this sprue, this is the sprue, some extra material will get attached to this sprue. Due to this sprue, some extra material will get attached to this plunger. It is termed as the cull. Okay, formation of the cull. And due to this wastage, this is waste material, and you cannot do the recycling of this process. Okay, hence some wastage of material may occur in this process. Okay, this is the formation of cull. Okay, and then that is also mentioned. I have told you that scrap cannot be recycled or reprocessed. Okay, now sometimes nowadays you can use the you can say that the automation, but whenever larger possible times, for loading that raw material manually, it will become the cumbersome operation, or it will become little hectic. Then air can get trapped in the mold, high amount of pressure is required, and the production rate is higher, but as compared to the injection molding, it is little bit on the lower side. Okay, so these are some disadvantages. Some applications are here. It can be used, this transfer molding, in the natural gas industry, electrical industry, hydraulic industry. Then I will directly explain a few practical examples. Wind turbine blades. Okay, these wind turbine blades can be manufactured with this process, transfer molding process. Then bathroom fixtures, these type of plastic fixtures are there. These are made from transfer molding process only. Then aircraft parts, boat hulls, these wind turbine blades, then different helmets, then these types of fixtures, aerospace and automobile parts, this can be manufactured with the transfer molding process. Now we will move towards the next part, that is classification of the transfer molding process. Now this transfer molding processes are classified in two types. Okay, pot type transfer molding and plunger type transfer molding process. Okay, in this way, this classification, this is the classification of the transfer molding process. Basically it is has classified in two types: pot type transfer molding process and plunger type transfer molding process. Now, on which basis this classification is done? Now, as we have discussed this, this is the basic diagram. Now when this raw material or charge is transferred to through the vertical channels. Okay, through the vertical channels like sprue, then this transfer molding process is termed as the pot type transfer molding process. Okay, when the charge or preform is transferred from the transfer port or shooting cylinder into the mold cavity through vertical channels like sprue, then it is termed as pot type transfer molding process. And when this transfer, okay, transfer of this charge to the mold cavity from transfer port to the mold cavity is done with the help of lateral channels, lateral or horizontal, short you can say that horizontal channels like gate and runners. Horizontal channel, when transfer takes place in horizontal or lateral channel, through that horizontal or lateral channels, then it will be termed as plunger type transfer molding process. Okay, I will show you these diagrams. Okay, this is pot type transfer molding process. Means from this transfer pot, this charge or preform is transferred into this mold cavity through the vertical channel like sprue. Then this is pot type transfer molding process. And when this charge or preform transfer, or this charge or preform from this transfer pot or shooting cylinder into the mold cavity will takes place through horizontal channels or lateral channels. Okay, these are horizontal channels. These are horizontal channels. Here you can see these are the horizontal channels. They it may be gate or runners into the cavities. This will be plunger type transfer molding process. Okay. Now again, this plunger type transfer molding process. Okay. Now you have understood this. This classification is done on the basis of direction of the transfer of charge or preform from transfer pot to the cavity. When it is done through vertical channels, it is termed as pot type transfer molding, and when it is done through horizontal or lateral channels, it is termed as plunger type transfer molding process. Now, this plunger type transfer molding process is classified in two types: top plunger transfer molding process and bottom plunger transfer molding process, depending on the movement of the plunger. Okay. Now, this classification is done on the basis of the movement of the plunger. When movement of the plunger is from top to the down direction, means in the downward direction. When movement of the plunger is in downward direction, then it is termed as top plunger transfer molding process. And when movement of the plunger is in upward direction, means plunger moves from bottom to the top, then that type of plunger transfer molding process is termed as bottom plunger transfer molding process. Okay, the basic classification is done depending on the movement of the charge from transfer pot to the cavity. When it is through the vertical channels, it is pot type transfer molding process. When it is through horizontal channels or lateral channels, it is plunger type transfer molding process. And when in the plunger type transfer molding process, the transfer occurs due to the downward movement of the plunger, it is termed as top plunger transfer molding process. And when the transfer of that charge occurs due to the upward movement of the plunger, then it is termed as the bottom plunger transfer molding process. Okay, so this is the brief classification of this transfer molding process. Only this directions will be varying. Remaining stages or remaining procedure will be same as that of the transfer molding process. Okay, in pot type, in plunger type, or in top plunger and in bottom plunger, only the transferring channels will get changed and the direction of the plunger will get changed. Okay, remaining principle is same as that of the transfer molding process. Now we will discuss this all types in brief with the help of sketches or diagrams. Before that, we will discuss the mold. Okay, mold used for the transfer molding process and its basic parts along with their functions. Okay, now so this is the diagram. You can say that these are the molds. This is the mold used. You can see this total, it will form the mold. You can say that. Now this total overall mold used for transfer molding process, it consists of following 7 main parts. You can say that the first part is transfer pot. Okay, this is your transfer pot, or it is also known as the shooting cylinder. This is the transfer pot or shooting cylinder. Okay, this transfer pot or shooting cylinder, it may be of a rectangular shape, square shape, or a rounded shape, rounded or cylindrical shape. Then basically a rounded shape or cylindrical shape is used. Okay, as far as it is possible, we are going for the round shape. This plunger also, it may be of a rectangular, square, or cylindrical shape. Basically we are using the cylindrical or rounded shape. Okay, plunger also, this is the second part, that is the plunger. Now this plunger will apply the pressure on this charge or preform, and it will transfer it from this transfer pot to the actual mold cavity. Then third part of the transfer mold is the heating system. Okay, this is the our heaters, these circular spots, it will indicate the heaters. Now for doing the heating, We can use different mediums. Like you can go for a electrical medium, or you can go for the oil or steam medium. With help of that, we are going to provide the required heating. Okay, mold is heated, that required heating is given through the with the help of this heaters. Then the next part of our mold transfer mold is the gating system. Okay, now this gating system, the function of this gating system is they transfer the charge or preform from transfer pot to the mold cavity. Okay, this from this transfer pot, this charge or raw material is transferred into this mold cavity, and this is termed as the gating system. Here the gating system may consist of sprue, or it may consist of gate and runner, or it may consist of sprue, runners and gates. Okay, any combination you can use. Generally, we are either using sprues, or we are going for gate and runners. Okay, depending on that channel only, this transfer molding process is classified in pot type and plunger type. When only sprue is used, it is pot type, and when gates and runners like horizontal channels are used, then it is termed as a plunger type transfer molding process. Okay, so the gating system function of this gating system is to transfer that charge or preform in the liquid stage or in semi-solid stage into the mold cavity. Then this next is the cooling system. Now this cooling system, the function here itself in this mold, we are going to provide the some cooling channels will be provided here. Now function of this cooling system is to extract the heat and to lower the temperature of the mold. Okay, so that the material will get cured. Okay, material will get cured, or it will get solidified, and it will occupy the shape of that mold cavity provided. Okay, and then next is the mold cavity. Okay, this part, this is the mold cavity. This is the next important part of this transfer mold, that is the mold cavity. And the function of the mold cavity here to get the desired shape and size of our final product or molded part. That mold cavity will play the very important role. Then the last and the very important part is ejector mechanism. Okay, this ejector mechanism will consist of these ejector pins. Okay, ejector pins, and function of this ejector pin is when you open the mold after curing here, we are this is the closed mold, and after curing we are going to open this mold. Then after opening it, with the help of this ejector pins, safely we are removing the molded part from that mold, and we are obtaining the final product. So this is the function of this ejector mechanism: easy removal or easy and safe removal of the molded part from the mold after opening the mold, when that curing is finished. So these are seven important or main parts present in the transfer mold. Okay, this is the design for the transfer mold and its main parts and its function. Okay, we have discussed the transfer pot or shooting cylinder, then plunger, heating system, gating system, cooling system, then mold cavity and ejector mechanism. These are the main parts of this transfer pot. Then we will move towards that classification part of this transfer molding process. Now this is the first type of transfer molding process, pot type transfer molding process. Okay, now already we have discussed the stages involved in the transfer molding process. Stages will remain same. Okay, some parts will get changed, that I will explain with the help of this diagram. This is the first type, that is pot type transfer molding process. Now here you can see clearly in the this mold will consist of a transfer pot, and then here, and this is the transfer arm, you can say that, or press or plunger, you can say transfer arm or press. Then this is the cavity, this is screw, this is charge or preform, and this is these are the ejector pins. This is the lower half of the mold and this is upper half of the mold. Okay. Now, generally in pot type transfer molding process, you can say that the three plate mold is used. That I will show you that diagram in the next slide. Just I will explain now the stages involved in this pot type transfer molding process. Now, in the first stage, preheated raw material, or you can say that preheated char or preform, is taken in this shooting cylinder or transfer pot, and then in the next stage, this transfer of arm or with the help of this press, pressure is applied. Then simultaneously here, this mold is heated here at this spot. Heating source will be there or heaters will be there. Then by using electrical medium or oil or steam medium, we are going to provide the heat to this mold. Then due to this heat and pressure applied through this press, what will happen? This charge, it will get you can say that transferred from solid state to the liquid state, and it will, or semi solid state, and it will get transferred through this sprue into the cavity. Okay, through this vertical channel it will get transferred from this pot transfer pot into the cavities. Then in this second stage, you can say that this mold is closed. Mold is in closed position. Then here the curing will occur. Okay, curing will occur, means this thermosetting material will get solidified and it will acquire the shape of this cavity. And then sorry, and then in the next stage, after providing sufficient curing time, and this mold is opened, this press is removed, and then the upper half of the mold is removed, and the lower half of the, from the lower half of the mold, with the help of this ejector pins or knockout pins, by raising them, the molded part is removed. Now, generally or basically, in this pot type transfer molding, three plate mold is used. Okay, you can clearly see here. In the one plate, your press will be there, press or plunger will be there. In the second plate, upper half of the mold with the this you can say that transfer pot and screw arrangement will be there, and in the third plate the ejector pins will be placed. Ejector pin and cavity will be placed here. In this way, the pot type transfer molding process, generally we are using three plate mold. Okay, and finally we'll get this molded part, final product. And on this press or that plunger, some material will remain. Okay, some material will remain. This is termed as the cull. Okay, and it will acquire the shape of that screw. This is termed as the cull. And in this pot type transfer molding process, the wastage of the material is more, and this material cannot be recycled. Okay, this is a pot type transfer molding process, and we will move towards next concept, that is plunger type transfer molding process. Please draw the diagram. I will wait for 1 minute here. Okay, now this is the plunger type transfer molding process. Now here the basic difference I will highlight it first. The transfer of that preform or charge from this transfer pot, this is the transfer pot, into this cavity will occur through the horizontal channels or lateral channels. Okay, hence it is termed as plunger type transfer mold. In this, transfer will take place through vertical channels. This transfer will take place through horizontal channels. Remaining process will be generally remaining process is same. What is another difference? This is the first difference. The second difference here, generally we are using the three plate mold. On one plate, press or plunger will be there. And on the second plate, transfer pot and the gating system will be there, consisting of sprue. And in the third plate, these are ejector pin arrangement will be there. Here, generally it consists of only two plates. Okay, two plate mold is used here. Okay, on this one plate only, on this top plate only, this transfer pot, runner and gate arrangement along with that press will be there. Okay, all these will be on a single plate. So I will explain these stages involved in this plunger type transfer molding process. Okay, wait for 1 minute please and draw the diagram. Okay, now I will explain the stages involved in this plunger type transfer molding process. So in the first stage, the charge or preform, that is your preheated raw material, is taken in this shooting cylinder or transfer pot. Then with the help of this plunger, the pressure is applied, and this simultaneously this mold is heated with the help of the heaters using suitable medium. And then due to the pressure and due to the heat, this charge will get semi solidified, or it will get transformed in the liquid stage, and it will get transferred into the cavities through this gate and runner arrangement. And when and mold will kept in the closed position only, and provided sufficient curing time. After sufficient curing time, that material will get solidified and it will acquire the shape of that mold cavity. And after that, this mold is opened, and with the help of the ejector pins or these knockout pins, the molded part is removed. Okay, this is small type here, small amount of cull is also formed here. Okay, small amount of curl is formed, and this is removed by performing some other machining operations, and final molded part is obtained. Here in this plunger type transfer molding process, the sprue is eliminated. Sprue is eliminated here, gate and runner system is used. Hence, in this plunger type transfer molding process, and the wastage of the material is in little small amount, and scrap will be less. Wastage of the material is less, scrap will be also less. And the machining operations, final machining operations required, you have to perform very minimum operations here as compared to the pot type transfer molding process. Okay, so this is the plunger type transfer molding process and its comparison with the pot type transfer molding process. Now, uh, this is the diagram here. I have collected the means shown here in this diagram both types in single diagram here. Okay, now you can clearly see here this. I will explain the differences between this. Now in the pot type transfer molding process, transfer of charge from this transfer pot to the cavities will take place through vertical channels. In plunger type transfer molding process, transfer of this charge through this transfer pot into the cavities will take place through horizontal channels like gate and runner. Okay, this is the basic difference. Then after this, another difference is, okay, related to the means mold used, number of plates. Here generally in the pot type transfer molding process, three plate mold is used, and in this plunger type two plate mold is used. Okay, press is the okay, here this is the press. And third is, amount of curl produced is on the higher side in this pot type. Here curl produced in this smaller amount, and wastage and scrap will be more in pot type transfer molding process. And wastage or scrap, you can say, that is in smaller quantity. And machining required, here you have to remove this material. Okay, and here you have to remove this material. Here machining you have to perform here on the molded parts. Okay, so this is the basic working diagram, principles of pot type and plunger type transfer molding process, and basic differences present in between these two types of transfer molding process. Okay, so these are some diagrams showing the pot type transfer molding process only. Okay, this is the initial stage. This is a preform. Okay, this is the plunger. Then it is in the next stage. This is your sprue. Okay, this is sprue get runner arrangement, and it will enter into the through this vertical channel. It will get transferred into this cavities. Okay, this is the plunger type. This is the pot, transfer pot, and through the horizontal channels, this charge will get transformed into the cavities. This is plunger type transfer molding process. Okay, this is pot type. Vertical channels, it will get transferred in this. Through horizontal channels, it will be transferred. Okay, now this is a in the closed condition pot type transfer molding process in closed condition. Okay, this is the closed condition. Plunger is in placed position. Material will pass through this sprue and get runner arrangement. Sometimes only sprue can be used. Sometimes you can go for sprue with gate and runner arrangement. Okay, it will be considered as pot type only. Okay, here in this way, material is transferred from the transfer pot through the sprue gate runner arrangement into this mold cavity. This is fully closed condition. Then this is open plunger open condition. Okay. Then this material will get attached here. This is the formation of cull. Then in the final stage, fully open condition. This is partial open position. You can say that. And after this, you have to remove this molded part, and molded part is removed in this way. Second plate is removed, and with the help of ejector pins, this part is removed. Meaning this pot type transfer molding process or this mold consists of three plates. First plate, second plate, and this is the third plate. Okay. Now we will move. We have discussed this. Now here the two types of plunger I will explain now here with the help of this diagram only. Okay. In the plunger type transfer molding process, the transfer of this charge from this transfer pot into the cavities, when the plunger movement is from in the downward direction. Sometimes some arrangements are used in such a way that this movement of the plunger is in upward direction. When movement of the plunger is in downward direction, it is termed as okay. It is termed as top transfer plunger. Okay, top transfer plunger. Okay, type. These two types I have explained here. Top plunger. This is the top plunger transfer molding process. Means plunger this transfer will occur, and the movement of the plunger will be in downward direction. And in this bottom plunger transfer molding process, movement of plunger will be in upward direction. It will be in upward direction. Only this you have to remember here. Okay, no specific diagrams are there. Means okay, as far as your syllabus is concerned, only this diagrams are there. I've searched many books. I was able to find these diagrams only. Okay, so you can draw these diagrams and you can explain in sentences that further types of plunger type transfer molding process. Top plunger transfer molding and bottom plunger transfer molding. Then the automation used in the transfer molding process. Now here in the to increase the rate of the production. Okay, to increase the rate of the production and to improve the quality of the final molded part, we can use automation in different stages. Okay, in different stages of the transfer molding process, we can use the automation. Now in which stage we can use the automation? In the material handling. In the material handling, process, we can go for the automation, or in the feeding system, that charged or preheated raw material is feeded in that, we are feeding it in the transfer pot or that shooting cylinder. For that we can do the automation. Then in the next stage we are doing the heating, mold heating is done. For this heating, mold heating, we can do the mechanism of heating, having certain automations. Okay, here we can use electrical cartridge heating or oil or steam heating. Then in the cooling process, when we are doing the mold cooling process, there we can use the feedback control system, which can be controlled, or changes can be done automatically as per the feedbacks. These types of automations can be done. Then for application of the pressure through that plunger, application of the pressure through that plunger, and to release that pressure we can use, do some automations there also. And in the ejector mechanisms, after the sufficient curing, we are ejecting the final molded part, where when we open the mold, that final molded part is ejected with the help of that ejector pins. There we can go for certain automations. So in various stages, starting from the material handling, then feeding, heating, cooling, the application of the pressure, and in the last stage, that is ejecting of the component. Okay, in the ejector, so during that ejecting process also we can do some automation, or certain mechanisms can be used. Okay, automations can be done in this transfer molding process. Okay, so for example, here some automation is done in this resign type transfer molding process. Some automations were used. Okay, now this resign type transfer molding process, here different automations is used, and basically it is used for manufacturing the molded part or manufacturing the components with the help of composite materials. Okay, which consists of plastics, for that this resin type transfer molding process is used. Okay, here you can see that this is the resin is used. Okay, a resin, and this is the catalyst. Okay, catalyst, when catalyst is added, so that this process will be triggered or accelerated, rate of the process is accelerated. And one pump, okay, mechanism is used. With the help of this pump, automatically this resin and catalyst will be transferred in this mixing chamber with the help of this pump arrangement. Okay, and in the first stage, the fiber preform is loaded here. Okay, in the first stage, fiber preform is loaded in that lower half of the mold. Then in the second stage, that resin along with the catalyst is taken in the mixing chamber through the pump, and it is injected. Okay, injected through this inlet. Okay, in this preform or over this preform, and after that this mold is closed. This mold is closed, where it is heated with the using suitable heating arrangement, and that heating arrangement is also automated here. And after providing sufficient cooling time, this mold is opened. This mold is open, and when this mold is open, automatically with the help of this inlet pins and outlet pins, or you can say that these are knockout pins. Okay, this will get that final product or final finished part is ejected from the component. Okay, in this way, this is the recent type transfer molding process, and generally this is used for manufacturing different types of the components from composites, which consists of the this plastics. Okay, plastic material, composite material, different products from with the help of the composites, and which consists of the plastic materials. Okay, here automation is done in the different stages. Okay, this loading of the preform, here is automation is used. Then this resin. Okay, injecting the resin along with the catalyst, and here also automation is used. Then in the heating, so this mold, automation is used, and ejecting the final component. after opening the mold. Here also automation can be used. Okay, in this way, this resin type transfer molding process is done. Okay, in this way, in this today's session, we have completed this transfer molding part. This is the basic diagram. So I will take the review of this session. In this today's session, we have discussed the basic okay, basic working principle of the transfer molding process. We have discussed this. After that, we have discussed the multi-cavity transfer molding process, concept of this multi-cavity transfer molding process. Then advantages, disadvantages, and applications of transfer molding processes. Then classification of transfer molding process in pot type transfer molding process and plunger type transfer molding process, depending on the transfer of the chaff from transfer pot into the mold cavity. Okay, these two types. And this plunger type transfer molding process is classified in two types depending on the direction of the movement of the plunger, whether it is moving in downward direction, then it will be termed as top plunger transfer molding, and if it is moving in upward direction during the transfer of material, then it is termed as bottom plunger transfer molding process. Then we have discussed the design of the transfer mold. This is the design of the transfer mold. It's different parts. You have to draw this diagram, indicate the different parts, and mention their functions. It consists of transfer pot. Main parts will be like this: transfer pot, plunger, heating system, gating system, cooling system, mold cavity, and ejector mechanism. Okay. Then these are the working principles for pot type transfer molding process, and then plunger type transfer molding process. Then for comparison of pot type and plunger type transfer molding process, then pot type transfer molding process, different stages. Okay, different stages. The mold position. This is initial stage. Mold is open. Okay, this is plunger type. Then the pot type, fully closed condition. Then partial open position. Okay, this is plunger open position. You can say that. And this is the fully open position. Here molded part is separated. Generally, it consists of three plate mold. Then automation in transfer molding process and resin type transfer molding process is the example in which where we have used the automation in the feeding system and heating, and in the ejection mechanism we have used the automation. So in this way, we have completed this transfer molding process. Then mold used in the transfer molding, design of the mold used in the transfer molding process. Then its classification, pot type, plunger type, then top plunger and bottom plunger transfer molding process, and the automation in the transfer molding process. So this part is completed here. In the next session, the last part from this chapter, that is the design. Okay, design of the loading chamber, or simply you can say that design of the compression mold. In that design of loading chamber, design of punch. Okay, then design of you can say that flash, then land will be there. All that part we will discuss with the help of one numerical, and one practical session is also there. Okay, one practical session is also there on that design of the compression mold. That will be our third practical, and that is the last part of theoretical part also. And I will take the practical. I will repeat it again. Okay, in the next session this chapter will get finished. This fifth chapter will be completed in the next session. Thank you for attending this session based on the transfer molding process. Thank you very much. If you have joined late, please mention your roll number in the chat box of the attendance purpose. So thank you for attending this session. I will stop here. Thank you.